involving Bessie was in 1967 when she took 5 of us to Montreal for Expo 67. I was 11 years old. My 2 older sisters, Lola and Rhonda, were in their teens. Laurie was 8 and cousin Vivian was 10. None of us had ever been anywhere, and we were filled with firsts. First time to use an elevator or escalator, first time on a subway, and of course the first time to leave Barrie Island and attend such a huge event. Along the way, we stopped in Ottawa at our Aunt Maudie's, and in Montreal, we stayed overnight at a cousin's small trailer, 6 of us sleeping on the floor. I can't even imagine taking us all on, but she did it and gave us all unforgettable experiences. Because she was a minister, she officiated at many of our weddings, mine included. She said she lost count of how many of us she married, and she also officiated at some family funerals. Bessie was an inspiration to women, men, youth, and children as an educator, pastoral care provider, preacher, colleague, social activist, hospitality giver, and friend. Her high energy and exceptional leadership have been dedicated to innovative and diverse programs in both Canada and abroad. In 1996, Laurentian University in Sudbury recognized Bessie's contributions with an honorary Doctor of Divinity degree. In 2006, she was recognized as a companion at the Center for Christian Studies. Her working career has included roles of farmhand, housekeeper, secretary, diaconal minister, dean, teacher, ordained minister, and chaplain. Not bad for a self-described farm girl without a high school diploma. Of course, after retirement, she remained busy in the church and community. For 25 years, she would be a volunteer chaplain at Oshawa Lakeridge Hospital in the cardiology ward, the same ward that she would spend the last few days of her life. Her one-on-one nursing this past stay, there she described like being home with family. Our family would like to give a special thanks to Reverend Sandra and the congregation and choir here at Northminster. We appreciate people helping to get her to church and choir practices and for helping us today. And we would also like to thank the staff at Lynn Creek Manor, where she lived for the past 2 years. Another niece, Christy, who lives overseas in Laos, was unable to attend today, but has sent her thoughts at this time, which I would like to share with you. These are her words. Aunt Bessie had so many journeys. As a child, I wondered about the places she talked about, India, China, Africa, and I grew up admiring the treasures she found in those places, beautiful carved tables from Asia, wooden animals from Africa, things that were unusual and exotic. When I got older and started to travel myself, I understood more deeply what Aunt Bessie loved about these places. It was never the places or the things you could buy there, it was the people you met and the lives they led, and how much enriched your lives could be as you got to know people who did so many interesting things and had experienced lives so very different from your own. That human connection, I believe, was what she loved the most about her journeys. While Aunt Bessie may have been drawn to these places by a desire to improve people's lives through her faith and from a desire to serve, and although my role is not that, I believe we shared a common love of far away and of coming home. Aunt Bessie turned 38 the day I was born. She was always the exotic aunt, off somewhere, doing something, making something happen, changing things, busy, working, engaging with people. It was her calling to be out and away, but she always came home. I believe that Aunt Bessie valued her family as she did her faith, and toward the end of her life, both faith and family comforted her on her hardest days. She truly shared our joys and our sorrows, and for many of us, she performed at least one wedding. Although I didn't see her often, I saw her and spoke to her as often as I could. I know she was always so glad to hear from us, to see us, and to know how her family and friends were doing. So now that she has gone off on her next journey, she leaves her home here for another. She has a home in my heart, and I will visit her there and keep her in my thoughts. I wish I could have been with you today to say farewell to her. In closing, I would like to share a poem with you called Her Journey's Just Begun by Ellen Brennan. Don't think of her as gone away, her journey's just begun. Life holds so many facets, this earth is only one. Just think of her as resting from the sorrows and the tears, in a place of warmth and comfort, where there are no days and years. Think how she must be wishing that we could know today, how nothing but our sadness can really pass away. And think of her as living in the hearts of those she touched, for nothing loved is ever lost, and she was loved so much.